I think for me the most memorable experience in Ethiopia from the run across Ethiopia was when we visited the Asegola school in the Yirgacheffe region, which is one of the villages where one of the three schools is being built. And the way the villagers received us was overwhelming would be an understatement. When we got off the bus, there was well over 2,000, if not closer to 3,000 villagers there to greet us. And they made a long pathway, probably about 150 meters long, that led to a circle in which we had a ceremony later. To get off a bus and have 3,000 people make a pathway for you, started off the overwhelming experience, and I felt like we definitely did not deserve to be treated that way. And then after the ceremony, in which they said thank you and we said thank you, we got a tour of the current school, which the new school is not replacing. There are many students in the village that can't go to school currently because they can't fit into the school. And the students that are in the school are packed in there, and there's over 100 students in a very tiny room. So this new school will allow many, many more students to go to school and take some of the overflow from the current school. So we got a tour of the school, and we came out, and there was a gospel choir singing and dancing and jumping, and the 3,000 of us, the runners and the villagers, kind of closed in on them a little bit and made this huge crowd of everyone dancing and singing and jumping for joy, and it was amazing. And then kind of the breaking point for me was after that, when they took us into one of the completed rooms of one of the newer schools, and they fed us lunch, which was hard for me to take because they have so little food themselves, and they slaughtered a cow that morning to feed us. We saw the hide outside the current school, and we could have easily gotten ourselves lunch after we visited the village. But I think with that, I slowly started to realize that what we were doing for them was so far from being charity. And that was an important realization, because I think that the way On the Ground went about the relationship and the way that it was when we visited them is the way it should be. It was a very equal relationship of mutual respect and understanding. And On the Ground started it that way by not making it what it's been in so many other situations, in which the rich white man kind of comes down and helps these poor, helpless Africans and kind of tells them what they need. And that's not how On the Ground did it. They came to the Ethiopians, who they had relationships with, and they said, what do you need the most? How can we most help you? And they said, schools. We need schools. We want our children to get an education. And so that's what On the Ground did. We helped them to build schools, which is another great part of the relationship, is that On the Ground is funding 2/3 of the school, and the villagers, through their coffee cooperative, are funding the other 1/3, which gives them a lot of ownership in the school as well. So it's a very equal relationship, which I think is the way it should be, and I think is so great. And all of that was only possible because of the incredibly generous donations from people like yourselves. So thank you so much to the diocese specifically for your grant that made this possible, that made this equal relationship possible, and the building of these schools possible. Please be assured and confident, and know that all of your funds were dealt with very prudently and went to a very great cause, and that there are many, many more students that get to go to school now thanks to your donation. So thank you so much. I am extremely grateful, as are, I know, the students that now get an education.